Now on Coast TV News.
Ocean City sidewalk opposition.
I wish the sidewalk was a little bigger.
The reaction in the town after the mayor and council reviewed plans that could negate a state bicycle law.
Health access expansion. What are the early steps in a plan to increase service in rural areas?
The cooler and dry weather pattern continues for Delmarva. Temperatures running a little bit below average and little in the way of rain. I'll have your forecast details coming up.
Worcester students shine. We have the impressive numbers from the Maryland State Department of Education when it comes to schools in the county.
This is Coast TV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. It is Wednesday, August 27th, 2025.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, last half hour, you resumed your tradition of giving us the temperature reading from your car on the drive into work.
But I hope I don't threaten any of our meteorologists. I'm just saying the temperature. I don't actually know the science and the vet behind that temperature.
You're just accurately reporting the information you have available at the
so
time.
I don't want Paul, Chris, or Bob to be like, Elisa's coming for her job. She's telling us the temperature. No, Bob, don't worry. I'm going to leave all that to you.
That's okay. I'm not offended at all, Elisa. You know, I want to know what the temperature is all across the area from everybody. And we're looking at cool temperatures this morning. Upper 50s from Willards to Ocean Pines. 62 in Milton, Millsboro. You're waking up to 61. A little milder at the beaches. Mid 60s from Ocean City up to Rehoboth right now. As there's a bit of a breeze at the coast, a lighter wind inland, but the winds are coming in out of the northwest, a cooler direction. We do have some cloud cover this morning, really nothing on the way of rain with the clouds, and those clouds will continue to move through and then fizzle out, giving way to a beautiful day with high pressure building in from the west and a northwesterly flow. Actually, a taste of fall as we go through the day. As we have clouds on futurecasts this morning, they start to move out by mid-morning, and then by noon, we're in the low to mid 70s, beautiful conditions, maybe even feeling kind of cool with the breeze, and then 60s and 70s at the coast, and then mid-afternoon around 73 in Fenwick Island, 70 in Dewey Beach with mid-70s from Millsboro to Delmarva and Seaford, and just a few clouds into the evening hours. If you're going for a run, a beautiful day for a run, a light northwest wind this morning picking up as we go through the day with clouds early and then sunshine and temperatures warming through the 60s and then into the low 70s late this morning into early this afternoon.
Wow. At least 5 people were injured in that massive house explosion you saw in Missouri. This is just outside of St. Louis. More than 20 homes were damaged in this neighborhood and surrounding area. Cause of the explosion is still under investigation.
Our top story this half hour. Starting October 1st, Maryland will allow bikes to ride on the sidewalks, but the town of Ocean City is considering its own rule to negate that.
Yeah, this week the council agreed to draft an ordinance banning bikes on sidewalks except in approved areas. Coast TV photojournalist Matt Hipsman has reaction from people living in the town, along with reaction from visitors.
When it comes down to the bikes in the OC, personally, don't have a problem with it. There's certain times where certain parts of certain sidewalks should be nothing but straight pedestrians, especially when it comes down to a main road. If you have like a bike lane, bro, just take the bike lane. It's totally understandable.
People, they don't really like, they don't break the law, break the road like that. It's pretty chill over here. There's not really danger with them, I mean, if it is any danger, they got that little bell thingy, ding, 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 so you can hear it and be like, oh, snap. Look back real quick,
Honestly, I say this all the time. I wish the sidewalk was a little bigger. Not just with the biking, but it's also with tourists, too. During the summertime, OC gets packed. And since it gets packed, you want a bigger sidewalk so that way you can have more people come in and then more people leave out, just to avoid, cluster.
People's out here doing their thing. It's not really gonna hurt me, I just gotta have common sense and just know my surroundings as well.
You gotta think about it. Majority of people who comes to OC, you got a lot of J1s. So a lot of J1s ride either scooters or bikes. So if it was a bigger sidewalk, it wouldn't be more of a hassle at all. Just my personal opinion, though.
We're expecting that one last big push of visitors to our coastal communities for Labor Day weekend. After some mixed figures earlier this year, it appears Ocean City is on an upward tourist trend. The most recent data we have is from June. It shows short-term rentals were up 1% compared to June 2024, and there was a 27% occupancy increase from May's number. We are keeping an eye on September. Last year, Labor Day weekend included the first 2 days of the month. This year, it's only one. In 2024, the short-term rental occupancy rate was 51%.
New this morning, the sounding rocket launch scheduled at NASA's Wallops Island facility was scrubbed. This is for the TOMX Plus mission. Here's the video feed NASA provided in the lead up to the decision. The sounding rockets will investigate one of Earth's atmospheric regions. The new launch window opens tonight at 10:30.
Also this morning, there's a focus on healthcare services in Delaware's rural areas. According to Governor Matt Meyer, Delaware will provide resources from the federal government from 2026 through 2030. This is to expand access, improve health outcomes, and ensure there are services for people living in these areas. And right now, state officials are asking for public input that will help shape Delaware's official Rural Health Transformation Plan. Submissions are being accepted online through 5 p.m. on September 19th, 2025. And to learn more about the program, head to the article on CoastTV.com.
Also new this morning, Worcester County students are leading the way in Maryland. New statewide performance data shows the county topping all school systems in both math and English. According to the Maryland State Department of Education, 68.5% of Worcester County students scored proficient or higher in English and language arts, nearly 18 points above the state average. In math, Worcester County students also outperformed the state with 47.5% reaching proficiency. That's more than 21 points higher than Maryland's overall average.
Happening today, the Blood Bank of Delmarva continuing its annual Blood for a Brew event. This drive is held at coffee shops and breweries to help make up for the shortfall of donations that comes from the summer season. We have footage here from Tuesday's event at Dogfish Head Brewery in Milton. While walk-in appointments are limited, the Blood Bank invites everyone to come out and donate if they can.
All blood types are needed, and for those who don't know their blood type, I would encourage you to donate. Give it a try, see if you like it. We'll tell you your blood type for free, and you might end up being one of the blood types that is in most demand, whether it's O positive, O negative.
And that drive continues at Dogfish Head today from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Hunters in Delaware could soon see some changes. Today, DNREC's Division of Fish and Wildlife is holding a public hearing on proposed updates to wildlife regulations. According to DNREC, some of the proposed changes include expanding the age range for youth participation in special hunt days for waterfowl, turkeys, and deer, extending coyote hunting season, and allowing motorized carts on state wildlife lands. The agency says it's accepting public comments until September 12th.
Also happening today, several plans involving Lewis Utilities are getting a look at by the city's Board of Public Works. This includes the renovation for Pump Station 17. There's also the possibility of a final acceptance of the Mariners Retreat community and a discussion on a memorandum of understanding for 4th Street. The board's meeting is this afternoon at 4.
A quick reminder for Labor Day in Salisbury. The city says offices will be closed on Monday, September 1st. If your regular trash or recycling pickup falls on that Monday, crews will collect it the next day, Tuesday, September 2nd.
And we are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. This week, President Trump held a wide-ranging 3+ hour cabinet meeting. Topics included everything from crime to a fight with the Federal Reserve.
And the president even offered his congratulations on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's engagement. NBC's Alice Barr shows us the next steps following the intense discussions.
President Trump, flanked by his cabinet, speaking at length on a range of topics, from expanding National Guard deployments into more big cities against the wishes of Democratic officials who call it unconstitutional.
I have the right to do anything I want to do. I'm the president of the United States. If I think our country's in danger, and it is in danger in these cities, I can do it.
To pushing to expand his crime crackdown in Washington, D.C.
If somebody kills somebody in the Capitol, Washington, D.C., we're going to be seeking the death penalty.
The president also weighing in on his intensifying battle with the Federal Reserve, asked about his unprecedented effort to fire Lisa Cook from the Fed's Board of Governors over his administration's accusations of mortgage fraud.
She seems to have had an infraction, and she can't have an infraction.
Cook has not been charged with a crime. She denies wrongdoing, saying President Trump has no authority to fire her, adding she will not resign and does plan to challenge the move in court. The Federal Reserve and the president both saying they will abide by the court ruling, while the president said he wants to fill her seat with someone who agrees with him on cutting interest rates to help the housing market.
Once we have a majority, housing is going to swing and it's going to be great.
Many economists warn lowering rates too quickly risks raising inflation, and critics point to larger questions about the Federal Reserve's independence to make decisions about the economy free of political pressure. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And we're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News today.
Yeah, coming up, major population progress, how a decades-long project is helping restore the oyster population in Maryland.
Also, communication methods increase. We'll tell you how Delaware aims to better support drivers with disabilities.
And Apple pending upgrades. What are some of the potential features for the new iPhone? All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
6:13 on our Wednesday morning. FH for Cam in Cambridge. Beautiful 64, blue skies, just a few clouds out there right now, and a gorgeous Wednesday morning. Some places starting out in the 50s. Harrington 55 degrees, 61 in Millsboro, but a milder 70 in Lewis. A little milder at the beaches where that northwest breeze is a little stronger and a little lighter inland. But with that northwest breeze, we're looking at cooler temperatures and some cloud cover this morning. Nothing in the way of rain, and those clouds clear out to a beautiful day with high pressure building in as we go through your Wednesday. So really great weather for any outdoor activities, including cutting the grass. I wonder if Matt Pensick has done his recently. Yes, I'm getting a nod, yes. Good Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as well.
Thank you, Bob. The Delaware Electric Cooperative is asking for your help to find a car that crashed into one of its electric poles last week. According to the co-op, it happened early last week near Seaford. You can see the damage on your screen right now. Officials say that crash caused about $4,000 in damage. DEC says the car is believed to be a 2009 to 2011 Toyota Corolla and could have front-end damage. It was last seen driving south on Atlanta Road.
A Georgetown teenager is facing several charges after an arrest over the weekend. According to police, the 17-year-old is a suspect responsible for burglarizing or damaging 22 cars in two separate parts of town. Police say this included breaking the windows to get into the cars.
Apple is getting ready for its biggest event of the year, where the tech giant is expected to unveil its newest iPhone. Apple said its next product launch is September 9th. All eyes are on the expected debut of the iPhone 17, along with new Apple Watches and possibly other devices. The event invitation teases with the tagline, "Awe-dropping," fueling speculation about big design changes. Reports suggest Apple could reveal a super slim iPhone, sleeker than ever, but possibly sacrificing some battery life and camera features.
AT&T has agreed to purchase wireless spectrum licenses from EchoStar for roughly $23 billion. Earlier this year, the Federal Communications Commission informed EchoStar of an investigation into the company's compliance with federal requirements needed to create a national 5G network. AT&T said the licenses it is buying cover hundreds of U.S. markets and will boost its low and mid-band spectrum holdings.
Sun's coming up shortly. A live look into Laurel. Some clouds, otherwise blue skies, a cool start, and a dry and cooler pattern continuing for Delmarva. Very little in the way of rain and a good-looking weekend on the way. I'll have your forecast details in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Time is 6:18, and we're getting a live look at the early daylight scene in Cambridge. I always love this shot, Bob.
Yes.
And if you're just joining us a few minutes ago, you had that mowing forecast.
Right.
Funny you should mention that.
Oh.
Because grass cutting is on the agenda today for me.
Oh, I thought you already did it, Matt. No. Okay.
In a few hours.
Okay. Good. All right. Good deal. Good day to cut the grass. I, did mine recently too, a few days ago, coming back from vacation. So the grass starting to slow down as we're starting to transition into fall or the end of summer. It's absolutely terrific out there as those beach days are beginning to dwindle, sunshine and pleasant temperatures. And then late week, we're looking at a taste of fall. Cool, dry and pleasant, highs in the 70s and 80s and lows in the 50s and 60s. Average high now is 85, and we're going to be below that. The closest we get is 81 on Friday. Otherwise, we're in the upper 70s the other days with temperatures right now on the cool side, 55 in Harrington, Redden 59, Millsboro, you're waking up to 60 degrees, 58 in Willard, 66 in Ocean City, 65 in Bethany Beach, and a light northwest breeze right now will pick up during the day, making it feel even cooler. And we've got a broken overcast out there right now, but these clouds will be moving through, and once they do, we're going to be looking at a beautiful day with lots of sunshine and high pressure with a northwest flow. We'll be feeling that cool wind later on with high pressure all across the Midwest. So basically from the Mississippi to the east, we're looking at high pressure, and it's a trough of low pressure that's keeping us a little cooler, and that below normal temperature regime will continue for the next several days. And here's Futurecast this morning. We have the cloud cover, which will be going away mid-morning as temperatures warming slowly through the 60s, and by noon only in the low to mid 70s, even some upper 60s at the beaches. And then by 4 p.m. around 77 in Salisbury, 75 in Millsboro. Dewey Beach a little cooler for you. And then we go through the evening hours with mostly clear skies. And I think as we go into Thursday morning, clouds increase, starting out cool again in the 50s and 60s, and a little bit more in the way of cloud cover heading into Thursday, especially in the morning. And then by the afternoon, another cool day into the upper 70s inland areas, a little cooler at the beaches, and maybe a stray shower into the afternoon, as we will see a weak cold front coming through Thursday night into Friday morning. Friday morning, we're in the 50s, and then a beautiful afternoon with 70s to near 80 degrees, 80 in Lewis and Rehoboth, around 79 in Delmar, as we have a northwest breeze this afternoon, gusting up to about 20 miles per hour. Those winds lighten up tonight, but then they start to turn to the south ahead of a front on Friday, and then become westerly on Friday, pretty breezy, and below normal temperatures as we head into Labor Day, September 1st through the 5th, looking at below normal readings. So it looks like that cool trend continues as we go into Labor Day. 78 in Seaford and Georgetown today, sunny and pleasant, northwesterly breeze, 78 in Denton and Vienna, and then farther south and east, Crisfield 78, Chincoteague gets 79 degrees. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, for the most part upper 70s, except for Friday, 81, and the Labor Day holiday weekend looking great, 77 Saturday right through Monday, sun and clouds, and Labor Day maybe a few more clouds but looking dry, and then partly cloudy on Tuesday and a high of 78.
All right, thanks, Bob. A new program in Delaware is aimed at supporting drivers with disability and improving communication with law enforcement. It's called the Blue Envelope Program and was launched by Delaware State Police. It gives drivers with disabilities an envelope to show troopers during traffic stops. It holds their license, registration, insurance, and tips for medical details that could affect behavior. Officials say the goal here is to support drivers with autism and other disabilities during high-stress situations when communication can be especially challenging.
This is to reduce that anxiety for the driver and improve safety so they're more comfortable in driving and more comfortable in explaining voluntarily that they do have autism or another disability.
Delaware is now the 14th state in the country to launch the Blue Envelope program, and people interested in getting a blue envelope can visit any Delaware State Police troop location.
Up next on Coast TV News today, major population progress will show you the result of efforts 10 years in the making to help the oyster population in Maryland. Don't go anywhere. This week was the culmination of a decades-long project to restore the oyster population of Maryland's waters as a part of the Chesapeake Bay Watershed Agreement. The state has been working with local agencies and nonprofits to restore the population in 5 tributaries. The planting in Manakin River was one of the last. Dr. Allison Colden with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation tells us the oysters are a keystone species, cleaning the water of the bay and helping out other marine life.
They also create their own habitat called oyster reefs, which are not only habitat for the oysters themselves, but more than 300 different species that live on and around those reefs.
Colden says the project has created over 1,300 acres of that reef in the bay. Maryland DNR says 7 billion oysters have been planted across the 5 tributaries during this project. Well, if you're looking to hang out at the pool today, I think it might be too cold to go in the water.
It could, well, I'm still summer, so no matter.
I know, but if it's cooler outside, that water.
I noticed it was cooler over the weekend.
Yeah.
Bob, for late August, cooler temperatures for the coast as well.
Absolutely, and I think it's getting out of the water, out of the pool, that's going to be a little chilly, especially with the dry air, so run for that towel quickly. Chincoteague and Assateague, morning clouds, otherwise sunshine this afternoon. Mid-70s, rip current threat is low, but still swim with a buddy at guarded beaches. UV index very high, waves about 1 to 2 feet. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, morning clouds, otherwise low to mid-70s, so a little on the cool side for the beach day. Next 3 days, looking at cooler conditions for Cambridge, upper 70s, lower 80s by Friday, and then mid to upper 70s for Crisfield as our below normal temperatures continue. And that continues right into the weekend. More in your forecast coming up in the next half hour.
Thank you, Bob. And after the break on Coast TV News today, Delaware Rural Health Review, how the state will use feedback it receives on improving health care in rural areas.
Also, Ocean City rental recap. We look at how this year's visitors to the town compared to last year as we head to the unofficial end of summer.
And launch window wiped out. We'll tell you about the canceled plans at NASA's Wallops Island facility and the new date for when you can expect the rockets to take flight. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
Now on Coast TV News.
Wicomico weighs ice. More details about a potential collaboration between local law enforcement and the federal agency focused on illegal immigration.
Wallops waits again, another rocket launch delay when NASA says the next time the window will open for the sounding rocket blast off.
The cooler and dry weather pattern continues for Delmarva. Temperatures running a little bit below average and little in the way of rain. I'll have your forecast details coming up.
Tourism trend. Ahead of the big Labor Day visitor surge, why Ocean City has some positive numbers when it comes to visitors.
This is Coast TV News Today.
August 27th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
6:30 on this Wednesday morning. And Elisa, we were talking about pumpkins last couple days, pumpkin-flavored drinks, pumpkin-flavored eats.
Everything
I feel like
pumpkin.
I need to point out we're still in August.
We are, and one of our coworkers walked in with her pumpkin spice coffee yesterday because it is launched at Starbucks.
Yes.
And I love pumpkin-flavored stuff, but you're thinking it's too early.
Oh, I know it's too early.
You know it's too early. I would say September 1st I'll start having
Maybe.
pumpkin-flavored stuff.
I'll give it to you on that
Bob,
one.
do you think that's acceptable? September can start with pumpkin-flavored items?
Perhaps. You know, it is on the cool side. And my wife and I were out yesterday already seeing the fall-like ornaments, pumpkins, scarecrows, and yeah, it's coming. It's right around the corner, and temperatures are feeling like fall right now. 54 in Harrington, 59 in Redden, 58 Willards, a little milder at the beaches, mid-60s from Rehoboth to Ocean City, 70 in Lewis, with a northwesterly breeze, a little stronger at the coast right now. And we do have some clouds coming through Delmarva this morning, a broken overcast, nothing in way of rain with high pressure building in. We're going to see a lot of sunshine today, but noticeably cooler temperatures as we have the cloud cover this morning. And then we're into the sunshine, but only in the low to mid-70s by the noon hour and mid-70s, maybe some upper 70s inland later this afternoon, but that's about it. Otherwise, very pleasant. And if you're taking a stroll on the boardwalk, morning clouds, otherwise sunshine, and make sure you have a windbreaker, highs in the 70s, but feeling cooler with the breeze.
Thank you, Bob. Our top story this half hour, just after 2 a.m., NASA's Wallops Island facility announced the sounding rocket launch was scrubbed. This is for the TOMX Plus mission. Here's the video feed NASA provided in the lead up to the decision. The sounding rockets will investigate one of Earth's atmospheric regions. The new window opens tonight at 10:30.
And we're now getting a live look at Ocean City. Got a nice glow from the sunrise that is about to happen there, as we are eyeing up Labor Day weekend and an expected influx of visitors to the town's beaches in the upcoming days. And we're expecting that one last big push for our coastal communities for Labor Day weekend. After some mixed figures earlier this year, it appears Ocean City's on a bit of an upward tourist trend. The most recent data we have is from June. It shows short-term rentals were up 1% compared to June 2024. And there was a 27% occupancy increase from May's number. Now, we're keeping an eye on September. Last year, Labor Day weekend included the first 2 days of the month. This year, it's only one. In 2024, the short-term rental occupancy rate was 51%.
Developing news this morning, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is renewing his bid for asylum and has a virtual hearing set for this morning. He's back in the U.S. after ICE deported him earlier this year.
Yeah, as Amy Kiley shows us, now his attorneys are asking the judge to make ICE release him from detention.
Today, a U.S. district judge is holding a hearing in Kilmar Abrego Garcia's immigration case. She's asking his attorneys and the Justice Department to weigh in on how the proceedings should play out. For now, the judge is blocking the government's plan to quickly re-deport him. That's after it wrongly sent him to a prison in El Salvador this year, and the Supreme Court demanded it facilitate his return. Now, Abrego Garcia is back in the U.S. and renewing his bid for asylum.
I believe that now he's going to get the due process.
He will no longer terrorize our country.
In a separate case, the Trump administration accuses Abrego Garcia of being a gang member. It's charging him with human smuggling, which he denies.
The guy needs to be in prison.
The federal criminal judge gave him bail because the defense team went in there and basically peeled the bark off the case, showed that the allegations are based on third and fourth hand hearsay.
Abrego Garcia's attorney says he rejected a plea deal that involved deporting him to Costa Rica. That country is offering him legal status. Now the DOJ is threatening to deport him to Uganda. It might send him back to El Salvador.
They know they don't have the goods. They desperately are trying to get him out of here so they don't ever have to go into court and back up the indictment that they brought.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
We have developing news in Wicomico County as officials are considering the possibility of a partnership with Immigrations and Custom Enforcement. According to County Executive Julie Giordano, Sheriff Mike Lewis, and the head of the Corrections Department, they're working on details of a potential 287G agreement. Giordano says it's in the beginning phases, but they want to make progress in some way with the program.
We don't want a task enforcement model where people are being plucked off the street or taken out of their homes or kids being taken out of schools. We want to make sure that those people who are here and they are breaking our laws consistently over and over again, those are the type of people that we don't need in our community right now.
And according to Giordano, training could take several weeks, depending on the model the county decides on. Still, there are no final decisions about a partnership with ICE.
Delaware Governor Matt Meyer is asking people across the first state to help shape the future of rural health care. According to his office, Delaware will be provided resources from 2026 through 2030 to expand access, improve health outcomes, and ensure sustainable services for people in rural areas. Officials say feedback will help shape the state's official rural health transformation plan.
Happening today, the Blood Bank of Delmarva is continuing its annual Blood for a Brew event. This blood drive is held at coffee shops and breweries. This is to help make up for the shortfall of donations that comes from the summer season. We actually have video here from Tuesday's event at Dogfish Head Brewery in Milton, and that drive continues at Dogfish Head today from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Worcester County students are leading the way in Maryland. New statewide performance data shows the county topping all school systems in both math and English. According to the Maryland State Department of Education, 68.5% of Worcester County students scored proficient or higher in English and language arts. That's nearly 18 points above the state average. In math, Worcester County students also outperformed the state with 47.7% reaching proficiency. That's more than 21 points higher than Maryland's overall average.
New this morning, Salisbury's Department of Infrastructure and Development, they're cleaning and inspecting sewer lines. The city says work includes smoke testing, and according to officials, the work will take place on several streets, including East Market Street and Poplar Hill Avenue. Crews will use non-toxic smoke to check for leaks, and this is taking place from September 2nd through the 9th between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m.
We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. This week, President Trump held a wide-ranging 3-plus-hour cabinet meeting. Topics included everything from crime to a fight with the Federal Reserve, and even offering his congratulations on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's engagement. The president also weighing in on his intensifying battle with the Federal Reserve, asked about his unprecedented effort to fire Lisa Cook from the Fed's Board of Governors over his administration's accusations of mortgage fraud. Here's what he had to say.
She seems to have had an infraction, and she can't have an infraction.
Cook has not been charged with the crime. She denies wrongdoing, adding she will not resign and does plan to challenge the move in court.
A lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, Chincoteague Recovery will show you the conditions in Virginia as cleanup from Hurricane Aaron continues along the coast.
And also, we have recovery versus the Red Sox. Orioles pitcher Kyle Bradish made his long-awaited return from injury last night. Wasn't enough to get the birds by the Red Sox. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
We salute Bernard Bernie Zaworski for his proud and honorable service in the United States Navy. Bernie served aboard 3 different destroyers with the South Pacific Fleet during World War II and the Korean conflict. Over his 12 years in the military, he demonstrated unwavering dedication and commitment to his country. His service is deeply appreciated, and we honor his legacy with gratitude and respect.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Coming up on 641 on this cool Wednesday morning, Tunnel and Razor Cam, 68 Lewis, lots of blue skies, just a few clouds here and there, and you see some inland areas in the 50s. Otherwise, we're in the 60s and a little milder at the coast, and we have a light northwest breeze that will pick up during the day, making it feel even cooler with some cloud cover early this morning. Otherwise, high pressure builds in from the west, and that will keep us sunny and cool. Here's your drive cast. I gave you the green light this morning for the morning commute, cool and dry, good visibility and dry roads as well. And then for this afternoon, we're looking at sunny and pleasant conditions as we head into the late afternoon and evening hours, and feeling a little cooler with that breeze.
On your screen right now, we have photos of the continuing work on Chincoteague's beach parking area. According to Assateague Island National Seashore, the damages from Hurricane Aaron's storm surge and high tides, and some areas were buried in over 5 feet of sand, damaging many beach amenities. The parking and beach areas are currently closed to visitors. That includes the Tom's Cove Visitor Center. Their hope is to have as much parking as possible for Labor Day weekend.
Delaware State Beach Patrol helped bring home a national championship for the 2nd year in a row for the Sussex County Life-Saving Association. Delaware Beach Patrol say they've had plenty of real-life practice on local beaches. That included 251 rescues, 64 medical emergencies requiring EMS, and 47 lost people and over 400 jellyfish stings.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
In the last week, the Orioles have lost both Adley Rutschman and Felix Bautista to injury. So it was about time the baseball gods did Baltimore a solid. Pitcher Kyle Bradish made his return from Tommy John surgery yesterday. With the former Cy Young candidate come back stronger than ever against Boston, well, we'll start in the top of the second, and here's Bradish. And unfortunately, the answer here is no. That's a solo bomb for Trevor Story. 21st homer of the year for the former Colorado Rocky in the first score of this game. But Bradish did finish this one with 10 strikeouts. Overall, a good outing for him. Top 3. And I threw that good note in about Bradish because there's a little bit of bad. The 2 earned that he gave up were both solo shots, so not a ton of damage. This one was from David Hamilton, who did a little flying in the home plate. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th, where it was really a pitcher's duel. Still 2-0 in Lucas Giolito. This was back-to-back strikeouts for him. One against Jackson Holiday, this one against Colton Cowser to keep the Orioles at bay. In the top of the 9th, this play really epitomizes Baltimore's season. It ends up being a 2-run double in the books, but it shouldn't have been for Hamilton as Dylan Beavers, one of the young guns, drops what should have been an easy pop-up. The final score was 5-0 Boston. Baltimore just looking to wrap up the season. That'll do it in sports.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 7, it is Stellar Fight 68, and then catch the final score at 10:30.
And here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
Coming up today on Coast Life, you guys are not going to want to miss it. I'm going to have a special guest host joining me on the couch, Rachel Parker from Parker Group. So, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about housing, but it's also our back to school week. So we're talking about the kids getting back on those buses, getting out of your house and back into the classroom. And how about this? Haircut anxiety. It's something that about 20% of men actually experience. So we're going to break that down and even get the take of a few people out on the street. So tune in today at 4 for Coast Life.
Here's a live look into ocean view on the gutter helmet cam. Blue skies, a little bit of a breeze out there. It's a cool breeze as well. We're looking at a dry and cooler weather pattern continuing for Delmarva. Very little in the way of rain and a good looking weekend on the way as we head towards the Labor Day. Your forecast details in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
The time is now 6:47 and we are taking a live look outside at Lewis this morning. We're starting to see a little bit of a sunrise there. Bob, even though the sun's coming up, it is cooler outside.
It is. And with that breeze, Elise, it's definitely cooler. And, you know, we look back the last 30 days or so and our departure from normal, and you see more days are below normal than above. Yes, we had a few days above average, but a lot were below. And we continue that stretch right until the end of August. And I think that will continue into early September. Average high is 85. The closest we'll get to that is Friday, 81. But then Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, all in the upper 70s and pretty cool through the overnights too with 50s and 60s. And we have 54 in Harrington right now. That looks like the cool spot. Millsboro is 60 for you. Long Neck at 60, 70 in Lewis. Bethany Beach 65 and Ocean City 67. We have a northwesterly breeze. Pretty light inland areas, a little stronger at the coast, adding that chill to the air. And we have some cloud cover too. It's mid to high level clouds, nothing in the way of rain associated with it. And behind it, we're looking at clear skies. So it's going to be a beautiful day as we have high pressure back to our west. We have a northwesterly flow, and this high extends all the way back into the middle Mississippi Valley. You can see it's carving out this nice area of clear skies all the way up into the northeast and temperatures below average. Let's walk you through it on Futurecast. Through this morning, we'll see the clouds decreasing mid-morning. Temperatures warming through the 60s into the 70s. By noon, low 70s, mid 70s by 4 p.m. Around 75 in Georgetown and Selbyville. A little cooler at the beaches with low to mid 70s and feeling cooler with that breeze. And then this evening, you'll definitely need a jacket or a light jacket. Temperatures falling from the 60s into the 50s. We'll see more clouds Thursday morning, and a mostly cloudy Thursday morning should give way to some sunshine in the afternoon with 70s to near 80 degrees. A slight chance of a shower Thursday afternoon. And otherwise, we're looking at quiet conditions into Friday morning with temperatures in the 50s, and then a good looking way to round out the week, a getaway day for the holiday weekend, 70s to near 80 degrees. As we have northwesterly winds today around 20 miles per hour. They'll quiet down tonight and then shift to the south Thursday night into Friday morning and then pick up out of the west on Friday. As we're looking at our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, and it's below normal. That's continuing September 1st through the 5th. So we continue that cooler weather right through Labor Day. 78 in Dover and Milford today. Laurel 76 Eastern Shore, mid to upper 70s for you. And Salisbury around 78 with Chincoteague at 79. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Friday is the warmest day, so to speak, the next several days. 81 and then upper 70s, 77 Saturday right through Labor Day with a mix of sun and clouds. And Labor Day is cool, and that continues into Tuesday, partly cloudy and 78 degrees.
All right, thanks, Bob. The Cambridge Police Department says they conducted a traffic enforcement initiative this week in response to growing concerns about traffic and parking violations all over the city. Officers conducted 55 traffic stops that involved cars, bicycles, and scooters, resulting in 75 citations and warnings for various violations. Police officials say the initiative is part of an ongoing effort to educate the public and deter unsafe driving behaviors.
This week, Maryland Governor Wes Moore redesignated some towns as art and entertainment districts. Berlin and Denton are now eligible for tax incentives. The incentives encourage economic growth through arts and tourism. The decision comes after spending in these districts grossed $136 million in the 2024 fiscal year. By operating in these districts, property owners, artists, and local governments can receive tax benefits.
All right, still have a chance, folks, because no one has won the Powerball jackpot since May 31st. And now it's expected to reach, get this, $815 million before tonight's drawing. That would make it the 7th largest in the lottery's history. Cash value of that payout, taken in a lump sum, would be about $368 million. The jackpot could go even higher if more people than expected buy tickets. Of course, that also includes the likelihood of a winner or several winners.
The time is now 6:51, and we are going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And in this hour, our coastal pet loves to take walks. Check out Grover. Grover also loves to watch cars, play with his toys, and give kisses. Grover was submitted to us by his family in Millville.
And we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Scan the QR code at the top to submit your friends to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
It is 6:54 and it's time for the things you need to know before you go. NASA's Wallops Island facility announced the sounding rocket launch was scrubbed. This is for the Tomix Plus mission. Here is video feed NASA provided in the lead up to the decision. The sounding rockets will investigate one of Earth's atmospheric regions. The new launch window opens tonight at 10:30.
We're expecting that one last big push of visitors to our coastal communities for Labor Day weekend, and after some mixed figures earlier this year, it appears Ocean City is on an upward tourist trend. Most recent data we have is from June. It shows short-term rentals were up 1% compared to June 2024, and there was a 27% occupancy increase from May's number, and we actually are keeping an eye on September because last year, Labor Day weekend included the first 2 days of the month. This year, it's only one. In 2024, the short-term rental occupancy September rate was 51%.
Delaware Governor Matt Meyer is asking people across the first state to help shape the future of rural health care. According to his office, Delaware will be provided resources from 2026 to 2030 to expand access, improve health outcomes, and ensure sustainable services for people in rural areas. Officials say feedback will help shape the state's official rural health transformation plan.
Check this one out here. Worcester County students are leading the way in Maryland. New statewide performance data shows the county topping all school systems in both math and English, according to the Maryland State Department of Education. Nearly 68% or 68.5% of Worcester County students scored proficient or higher in English and language arts. That's nearly 18 points above the state average. In math, Worcester students also outperformed the state with nearly 48% reaching proficiency, and that's more than 21 points higher than Maryland's overall average.
All right, the time is now 6:56. We're going to take another look at your Wednesday forecast.
More the same, Bob, and I say let's keep it that way.
Yes, indeed, Matt, and I know you love it when I talk about meteorological seasons. Like Monday is the start of, you guessed it, meteorological fall. That's coming in, and it's going to be feeling like fall even before then. Today, breezy from the northwest, lots of sunshine, but temperatures only into the mid to some upper 70s, around 77 today, and cool at night too, 50s and 60s. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, 79 on Thursday. The warm day is Friday, 81, the big getaway day for the Labor Day holiday weekend, and the weekend's looking good. A mix of sun and clouds, 77 Saturday, right through Labor Day, looking good there into Tuesday as well. And it looks like as we get into September, a few showers on Wednesday, warming up as we go into Thursday and Friday with lower 80s and maybe a better chance of rain by Friday. And by then, we'll definitely need some good soaking rain.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
Then we'll be back for Coast TV News midday at 11.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, you can download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Why did Bob mention meteorological fall?
I like fall.
Well, fall, summer, whatever you have. Have a great Wednesday morning, everybody.